Welcome to the final video in a Monster Month.
In which we will be talking about why My Singing Monsters can't branch out as a franchise.
You're probably asking,
or more accurately, a chronicle of, their failed attempts to branch out as a franchise.
I switched. So let's see. Like, I don't know. Would you want to start with like the Vita release?
Well, I think I think the PlayStation Vita is sort of the first tell.
For the first, yeah.
I think the most obvious thing about the Vita release
was because it was on the Vita.
The Vita, the free-to-play market isn't really a big thing on the Vita, and
it's also the Vita. That's your problem.
It didn't sell too well.
End of story. It sold poorly. So it had exclusive content.
And Gajoob and Yostrich.
And some decorations. And that was it for like 5 years.
It was until the mythicals were, until the mythicals were added to the main game.
You see, that was the year the system was discontinued.
Not only was it the console selling poorly, the player base wasn't even in a good target audience for MSM.
Yeah. So wasn't there also like the browser version of MSM?
Oh yeah, the browser version of MSM was decent, but it didn't do as well as the mobile version, so they discontinued it because it didn't have as wide of an audience.
You can still get the Vita version of MSM if you're morbidly curious. If you're curious,
it's about it.
But there's no point. It's a very old version. And also, you want to play MSM with buttons?
It's awkward to handle too.
You can use the touch screen, but yeah. You know, that's actually the whole reason I have one.
Yeah, I asked Boston for the Vita so I could I'd play the Vita version of MSM and get Gajoob and Yostrich.
I've at least found new purpose for it.
In modding and stuff.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. There's also like that weird Korean version.
In the game, which never updated past Sugarbush or
Sugarbush.
Yeah, Sugarbush was that's after Ethereal or before?
No, it had Ethereal.
Yeah, which was never updated past Ethereal Island.
We actually discussed this version years ago. In our attempt to rip off Did You Know Gaming. Not give any really interesting trivia.
But yeah,
that one had
it has some weird gacha mechanics, a custom rhythm minigame, and a VIP system where you can subscribe to get paid more diamonds and unlock exclusive costumes.
Yeah,
this version of the game had skins for monsters. It didn't work quite like the costume system in actual MSM, in that the monster could just hatch with a different skin instead of rares being a thing.
Yeah.
And every monster had several different variants that all made the same sound, but looked wildly different in some cases.
Yeah, like Lemongast.
Yeah. Yeah, like Lemongast, which might be my personal favorite. And there was also some weird egg robot mammoth.
Yeah, these are like just alternate versions.
And then there's simple stuff like Sugarbush on Vacation.
Yeah, but these are more of just alternate, rather than like side games, just ports or like weird ports or localizations. And well, of course, MSM at least got a release on Steam, which it's doing better, right?
Yeah.
It's actually doing well on Steam. Although I know at launch it was not up to date. It wasn't updating. It didn't update simultaneously.
Hey, but they've made sure to do same-day updates for Steam and mobile since then.
For Steam has a massive point.
Yeah, Steam I think was a good platform since it's no stranger to free-to-play games.
Yeah.
Games and a touchscreen game translates well to using a mouse.
Oh yeah, so I'd say that was at least successful. So we're mainly here to talk about not like these versions of the first game, the original game. Almost said first game.
We're here to talk about.
So the stuff that either they don't want you to remember, or the stuff they've kind of buried.
Or just some more well-known things.
So let's start with some weird apps.
So I'm gonna go to the My Singing Monsters wiki and take a look at what kind of games they had. I'll see how many of them I do remember.
So there was there were My Mammoth.
Yeah, the first spin-offs I think I ever remember them doing were My Mammoth and My Pom
I think those
Pom.
were in 2014.
Thumpies does not count that that predates MSM.
There was My Mammoth and My Pom Pom. They're like they're like how do you just how would you like you know those talking animal talking
You know those talking animal games? Games like Talking Tom,
Yeah,
Talking Tom,
talking animal
Talking
friends.
Carl. Those
Yeah,
are huge at the time.
But it was 2014.
So,
And I don't you know
so of course Big Blue Bubble wanted to capitalize on that.
they're and
They're
that's really all there is to it. Mammoth can fart.
yes, Pom Pom and Mammoth have different emotes. They both mimic your voice in different ways. Mammoth mimics it in a lower voice. Pom Pom mimics it in a higher voice. Also, these are separate apps for some reason.
Yeah.
You unlock new emotes by feeding your monster, or whether for free food or for playing the minigame, or by buying the food directly. And
yeah, that's the whole game.
yeah,
Both
games. As I mentioned, they do have a unique mini game in each version, and I don't remember. Yeah, Pom Poms is a juggling mini game, and we have to juggle the thumpies.
I'm busy.
We're doing a video. Okay. So sorry about that.
Yeah. So and what is Mammoth's mini game?
Mammoth's minigame, and I believe you have to throw thumpies at Mammoths on an attempt to knock it over while it tries to dodge, like dodgeball.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's also a Cybop that can fly by in the background that you can hit.
Yeah. So can you still download those?
No, I do not believe they are.
They were-
I believe most MSM spin-offs are no longer available.
I'm pretty sure they've been delisted.
Mhm.
So then I think there was a. Okay, well, this was just a public beta. This was just an open beta. I think it released in Canada.
Or Furcorn's Jelly Dreams.
Remember that? I think y'all remember this. I think everyone remembers this, right?
Yeah.
It was
It was a puzzle game. It was a match 3 game, and where you tapped on groups of jelly that matched with each other to remove them.
also Furcorn had a voice.
Yes. Yes. It was soft launched in Canada and wasn't made public anywhere else. And the game was discontinued.
So why?
It just didn't take off much.
And also, no, mainly it was it's
The reason this game still has relevance in the hardcore fandom is because there were actually unique renditions of the Plant and Cold Island songs that and you unlocked monsters for the songs by playing through the match 3 levels.
And the thing is,
And they each had a select amount of monster, and they each only had specific monsters. Plant Island had Furcorn, Bogart, Noggin, Octopus, and Gaz, while Cold Island had Mammoth, Deech, Toejammer, Quibble, and Sponge.
so the thing is as you know, within as the Coliseum's update,
They actually added the songs they made for it. They did actually make an Air Island song. They didn't make anything beyond that. So they actually added the unreleased Air Island song too.
But thing is, this game was actually just a prototype.
It was later reworked into Jammer Splash, which sadly does not have the same musical aspect.
It just uses the soundtrack, the orchestral soundtrack.
I believe at that point that app has been discontinued in all regions except Canada.
Yeah, it has been. It's the same game. Also, like with these new members of the new Toe Jammers.
Yeah, there's some new Toe Jammers.
Yeah, and they've seemingly just been scrubbed from history.
There were also there's also the My Singing Monsters official guide.
Now, hey, anyone remember the MSM handbook? We actually own that.
We have the physical handbook that released backwards just after Sugarbush Island was a thing.
Yeah,
and I don't. And did that one not have ethereals?
It did.
It did. So it was released after Ethereal Island. And
yeah, excuse me.
So yeah, and yeah, Jammer Splash is currently. Does it mention and when it when it was discontinued? Dude, what does it say about that? The servers have shut down, causing chests and ethereal dungeons to not work. So it's only offline now.
Yeah, it's just offline.
The game does not function in its full.
Yeah. Most of the game is lost.
Well, not most of the game, but a good chunk of the game does not no longer functions. So basically anything on a timer.
About the MSM official guide, this was pointless.
And BBB knew that because not only did the app have a low install base, but it was
wasn't it really just awkward to use?
It was a bit unconventional to use, and the the wiki exists, which was their exact reason for shutting down the app.
Because fans have already had that for years.
There's no point in making an official resource.
Also, just having to update it would probably
just having one more thing to update every time the MSM is updated, and they eventually stopped doing it.
Yeah, and it was just delisted. Wasn't that also how they revealed Galvana?
Yeah, they actually also revealed Galvana with its appearance in Bio and for Celestia, for Starhenge before.
No?
I believe it was intentional. I believe they called it a teaser.
Just a day before or released.
No, I think it was like a whole week. Like a whole week. No, it was like early in June.
No,
it was in.
I probably remember.
Like there was, it went to the point where people were going crazy, and there were like dozens of videos as to what Galvana's sound was going to be.
Oh, no, I could be remembering wrong. On that was 5 years ago.
There was also the My Singing Monsters coloring book.
Oh yeah, wasn't that also how we got like Rare Gel Belly or something?
Yeah, that teased Rare Gel Belly.
They really did just use these as
weird teasers.
Just using these as teasers.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory.
It's a coloring app. I still have it downloaded, but it is no longer on the App Store.
Yeah, it's a coloring. Yeah, there's not much to say about it.
Then it's a coloring book.
Yep, it's a coloring book. Was there anything else?
The big one.
I feel like there's a massive elephant two elephants in the room. But
I suppose before we talk about the big one, we'll talk about My Singing Monsters Composer,
which is actually still active.
Yeah, one of the few MSM spin-offs that has not been taken off of the App Store.
Or because it's helpful.
It improves upon the Composer Island design as well as adding,
you don't have any restraint.
As well as adding ethereals, seasonals, dipsters, and instrumental rares with their own unique sounds that aren't in the original
Just
MSM.
a note, ethereals and seasonals were 4 years apart.
Yes, we just got seasonals this year. Here after 3 years of not getting any updates to the game.
Yeah, wow, 5.
Hopefully it doesn't take them another decade to add fire monsters. or Xandor.
So the thing is, the game is $5, but what did you say?
Well, right now I think it's 40% off, so it's only $3
Did you
right
say
now.
it could have? It was almost a lot worse.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like free to play?
It was originally going to be free to play, and you bought monsters in packs.
Oh.
But they decided that would be super inconvenient and to not creator friendly, so they just had an upfront charge for the game, which I think was definitely the right choice.
I said, well, as you know, that is basically that's where a lot of that's how Alex that's how we get that. That's a main part of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
A
lot of the content on this channel is made in My Singing Monsters Composer. So yeah, thank you, MSM Composer. You're a very, very important app to this channel.
We wouldn't have 3,000 subscribers or otherwise. Wasn't there also like some other external media?
Yeah, there's,
well, there was an MSM toy line.
He had one on series.
Unfortunately, it didn't.
They also had a baby toy line, which also didn't take off.
The Monsterling toy line.
Where the eggs had minifigures of baby monsters inside.
Man, this oh man,
the figures looked really cool, but like I never.
You probably never. Yeah.
But like, good luck convincing my mom to buy toys.
So yeah, the toy line didn't do well.
I do own a lot of the MSM books.
I mean, the only thing that seems to be profitable was like just shirts.
So they do.
We actually own one.
Basically, the only external merchandise they still sell is T-shirts.
Which I actually have one of the shirts.
Yeah.
That he used to wear. But
yeah, we have a shirt with it's the portraits of a bunch of monsters on it.
He grew out of the shit.
Yeah, it doesn't fit me anymore, but Noah still wears it from time to time.
I don't really wear it.
I don't think it fits Noah much anymore either.
Yeah.
But it's cool to have.
Well, there was also. So remember back in 2017 when they announced there'd be an MSM series, an animated series,
and no word on that since.
Yeah, like those singing monsters.
They said
what is that?
They said they'd show it off at a film festival, and then nope, didn't do it. And then and My Singing Monsters Fandemonium happened.
That.
Made by the same production studio, being a 3D animated series.
And also having like the same core and main characters.
There's of Mammoth, Furcorn, and Pom Pom.
And on the same setting.
There were theories that Fandemonium was a test to gauge interest in those singing monsters, and Fandemonium was widely negatively received by the community.
I mean, I wouldn't blame them.
So it's entirely possible that those singing monsters has just been canceled because of it.
I wouldn't. This is speculation.
This is entirely speculation, though. They have claimed that they're still working on it, and Fandemonium was entirely unrelated to that.
When was the last time was that like when the series was announced?
Well, I think I don't remember, but it was around the time Fandemonium was either announced or during it.
Well, when it was announced.
Yeah.
That's on the website. They said it's unrelated. Fandemonium was. Well, what was Fandemonium if you can still watch it.
Well, it was a motion capture live show.
That sounds bad.
Where they had some people playing and voice acting and moving around as Mammoth, Furcorn, and Pom Pom.
So it was basically
with Mammoth and Pom Pom as the main host, and Furcorn or behind the desk.
Also, lots of clipping.
Lots of model clipping, motion capture errors such as locked jaws.
Yep. You remember Pogcorn?
Yes, Furcorn Pog. Just being generally uncanny.
Yeah, and also, so mainly the problem was the new news in the news section.
Yeah.
Well,
they showed off new content the week before.
It was an advertisement.
I mean,
it was just sudden advertisement.
And I mean, I like knowing about new stuff of the game.
But The fact that this is kind of what screwed over Sanctum from being released early.
Because
This is what screwed over Sanctum.
Because they kind of had to tie the release to Fandemonium because of how reveals were scheduled and the naming contest for Enchantler.
Yeah, the names for Enchantler, yeah. The names for the Titan.
Yeah, which Enchantler was the winning name.
Yeah. I don't know, it was just, oh, you got a live performance at the end.
Yay?
Yay, oh god, oh no. If I'm correct, the reception to episode 1 was pretty negative. Also feet.
Mammoth sniffing, no, Pom-Pom sniffing and commenting on Mammoth's feet.
I think someone...
I really think someone at BBB has a foot fetish.
But yeah, point is, Fandemonium Fandemonium didn't do that well. Didn't really get a good reception, and so that may or may not have canceled the old TSM. So
yeah,
well,
I think there is one more
edition.
thing. I think there's one more thing to talk about.
Wait, what? What's this?
I think there is a My Singing Monsters Education Edition. I don't know if the wiki has anything about it though.
I know Minecraft has one.
Teaching guide. The MSM Teaching Guide, grade 1 through 3.
What the fuck?
I bet this is one you've never heard of.
Nope, never heard of it.
Basically, it's an interactive demo of Plant Island where you can place down like anything for free, and it has some modifications to teach people about music.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's for like elementary school.
Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, the gameplay. As for the gameplay, it says the grade 1 through 3 is an MSM game costing $10 in the App Store, intended to teach each children about multiple aspects of music alongside the lesson plans. In the game, the only island available is Plant Island, and the only UI are the view button, settings menu, and market. The settings allows one to mute the ambience, delete recordings in the recording studio, view the credits, and view the lesson plans. And the market only allows one to place monsters directly, as there are no coins, and the buy button is now a place button. The player opens up the game to a muted noggin, a paradise castle, a time machine where the breeding structure should be, and a recording studio where the nursery should be. The castle is only there for the bass sound, and there are no beds. So the player can fill the island with however many monsters they choose to. Available monsters are the natural monsters of Plant Island, Wubbox, whose inventory is more linear like the hotel, and the Dipsters. Monster UI consists of the box, exit, mute, remove, move, and info buttons. Castle UI has the mute and info buttons. The time machine has warp, move, and info. The recording studio has record, move, and info. All the info buttons only display in the item's bio. The castle can be moved by holding down on it until it is selected.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know this existed. What? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Yeah, $10.
Yeah.
Well,
This is a thing.
it was an edutainment. Was it delisted?
Release date March 2018.
Yeah.
I think it might still be listed.
Yeah, still.
I think this one is still, it still exists. It just doesn't get updated, obviously.
Yeah, it's very
It's
weird.
bizarre.
That is utterly bizarre. Now, I think that covers all of the minor stuff, right?
All right. And there's one more big thing.
Well, that isn't the board game.
In production hell.
Oh, it should be releasing at the end of the year, right?
Presumably.
There's just been a shortage.
Yep. Supply chain. And there's...
Well, isn't there Playground?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. One more thing. My Singing Monsters Playground.
So, remember when they announced this? They just randomly announced this. It's an MSM party game.
Interesting.
It's gonna be it's releasing on consoles. Wait.
Okay.
And it's only mini games.
And you could just unlock decorations for the for the very low interactivity hub and recolors for your monsters.
And also, it's not on the App Store.
It's not even on mobile, which is the primary.
You could have made this an Apple Arcade. Oh no! And it's $40.
Yeah, did I mention this game with hardly any content and it's $40?
40. Oh no! It released last November.
I think the problem here, this exemplifies a huge point in why MSM fails to branch out so much.
So
they don't like they're too scared to put a ton of effort into something that they don't have guarantee is going to sell.
So we don't have any numbers for Playground, right?
I don't think we do.
I'll tell you like the sale. It'll be a sales.
But based on community reception,
well,
yeah.
It has not.
It has not done too well.
It is not. It is. Yeah. It hasn't. It hasn't. No. It has. So Alex, we actually actually showed off that we got that for like Christmas.
Yes.
And he played it for
what, a week. I think the problem, like, the fundamental gameplay is solid. The mini games themselves are really fun, but the thing is, there's no point to any of it.
The thing is, when you think of like a party game,
you have barely any sense of accomplishment. Like, oh, here's a thing that sits around and then does nothing.
Have a recolor.
And have a new recolor for your monster.
It's
cool. I like the original music that's dynamic based on which monsters are on the victory podium and what places they're in.
But also, like, some of the Playground skins made it into.
And so and one on Playground skin for each monster in the game made it into the original My Singing Monsters game. Aim as a promotion as well as for or decorations tied to different in aspects of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. The chance of getting a Playground Island are pretty slim. And maybe at best we could get that as an extra song. I'm gonna call sing.
I would like an adaptation of that music, since we did get.
I mean, it's not out of the. That's not out of the question.
I'd like an adaptation of that music with the other instruments being replaced with new monsters.
That's what they did with the Jelly Dream music.
If it would feel weird as a Coliseum song when everything is so dynamic.
The thing is, oh god. So what is the first thing you think of when you hear party game?
A board game, right?
Right.
Well, there's no boards.
There's no boards.
Just a linear list of, this is the mini game you're playing next. Here are all the mini games.
It's like a bare bones tournament mode.
You choose between how many mini games you want to play, and there's a free play mode, tournament mode, where whoever wins the most mini games, collects the most diamonds, wins. Ends at a high score mode where you have to win as many mini games as you can in a row. And for playing, your diamonds are converted into relics, which you can put a relic in to get a decoration or costume.
Oops! Did we just describe the entire game?
That is also, and that's the whole game.
Also, what playable characters you got?
Oh, there's 7 characters.
7. Mammoth,
Furcorn, Pom Pom,
of course.
Kana, Panga, Kongle, and Brat.
Wow, that's. Oh, man.
Kongle's a bit of a wild card inclusion.
No, that's at least.
And even though I was really happy personally that Kongle got in.
That's his tribe.
It's like trial monster.
But you spent like a week on the game.
Yeah.
Because there is not really there's no replay value. But at the very least, it wasn't full price. At the very least.
It wasn't $60.
There's, like other multiplayer games. So the thing is, it really should have been an Apple Arcade release.
Or had some boards and in-depth mechanics.
It's so. it's so really disappointing.
Every other time I've seen a game try to copy Mario Party, it has boards. Have you played Sonic Shuffle?
Yes, very bad example, but that has boards. That has boards.
Have you played Pac-Man Party?
Yeah. Have you played Amiibo? No, actually,
we
we
should finish that sentence.
I'm not gonna finish that sentence.
Since that hardly counts as a game.
And fucking paywalling mini games.
Yeah.
No, we don't talk about that one.
And that's less of a game than Playground.
The thing is, Playground was. This was.
When I look at Playground, I see missed opportunities.
You know, like, don't you like whack-a-mole the dipsters?
Yes.
You're whack-a-dipster.
You're whack-a-mole with dipsters. That's genius.
So like survive or like dodge craters, dodge meteors on Earth Island.
And shoot. I'll go over all the mini games that exist.
Yeah, might as well.
There's a mini game where you race to the matching images without falling off. I think it's sort of like that mushroom mini game in Mario Party.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it's called, but yeah. Musical shrooms or something. Musical mushrooms. I don't remember. Or like Koopa holds up a sign and you have to go to that mushroom or die.
Yeah.
Hazardous hurdle where you move around along a circular floor and jump over the hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
If it touches you, you die.
Mm-hmm.
Stop and drop, which is where you run or you keep running because the tiles you step on fall away and take a while to respawn.
Mm-hmm.
Keep away where you hold a globe for as long as you can to fill a meter, or as other players try to dive at you and take the globe away. Snow rollers where you roll over, where your goal is to absorb or snowballs fast enough to get bigger than other players and absorb them. Toboggan where you time your jump to reach the goal, finish the finish line first. Or sort of like I don't remember what that game's called. Yeah. It's the one where you hold down the and do like a jump. Bitter critters. Avoid the bitter critters is the only description in game. Basically, there's a 2D obstacle course with like some tilting in platforms, and you have to not get hit by these critters that are falling from the ceiling and go down or jumping from the walls, walls to try to hit you and eliminate you. And the critters look like mini torts for some reason.
Yeah.
Molten Madness, where you use a shield to block projectiles being shot at you from 4K or Kana-themed cannons. Mm-hmm. Rocket Punch, a 2D game where your goal is to shoot projectile or boxing gloves at your opponents. Mm-hmm. Bank Shot, where you have to roll all into these balls and push them into your goals. Mm-hmm. Those Blast Off, where you alternate between pressing the A and B button as fast as possible or to get your rocket to blast off.
Yeah.
Dipster Bop, which is you run around a 3D space and hammer dipsters, or as you can also hammer other players to stun them.
Yeah.
Monster Rally. Yeah, I don't remember the controls. I think it's A and B as well, or something. But yeah, you have to drive fast and fast. Mm-hmm. Yes. There's Stampede, where you run away through obstacle around walls and stuff. Don't get caught up to by the Thumpy Horde. Or Bouncing Around, where you your goal is to bounce on other players, and that's how you get points. Bounce on each other's flowers, or that they're holding. That's all the free-for-alls. Then there's the 2v2s. Who's Cannon Chaos, where you knock blocks over to the other team's side. Basically, each player is on a or is like moving around. It's like a rail thing. Mm-hmm. Not really. Like you move around the screen, left and right, up and down, and aim at and aim your cannon to try to shoot the blocks over to make them fall on your opponent's side. All right, pastry puck, person. It's ice hockey, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. If it's a tie when the timer runs out, whoever scores the next goal wins. Snowball, I'll hit people with the snowballs in 30 seconds. Also similar to a Mario Party minigame where you do the same but with pies. Nice. Battle Ball, hit a dodgeball minigame where you throw balls at the other team. Similar concept to Snowball, except if you're except the ball physics are slightly different. Color Bumper, where you jump to your icon as fast as possible. Yep. All you and your teammate have to both be standing on your icons to get for you to get a point. Right? And the 1v3s is Apple Grapple, where 3 people are trying to pick up as many apples as possible or by hand and for a collective total, while one person's using a giant crane to do it. And they can also grab the 3 players and make them drop all of their apples. Globe in the dark. There's one person runs around with a hammer and or through a dark obstacle course, or is only illuminated directly around the people holding globes, and their goal is to not get hit with a hammer. Or Punch a Bunch, where 3 players run around and try not to get punched by the person and control owning a boxing glove machine. Driftwood, where one person pushes logs down on a water down some rapids and try. I get it, and everyone else pushed off. Where their goal is to run around and or jump over the logs. And Tilt-A-Slime, where there are blobs on a platform that one player tilts, and the other players have to not get engulfed by.
So yeah, there's a pretty solid amount of
minigames with a lot of variety.
The total number.
Yeah, the total amount of minigames is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There are 25 minigames, 15 free-for-all minigames, aims 5 2x2 2 versus 2 minigames, and 5 1v3 minigames.
Yeah, 20. Actually, yeah, when you put it that way, 25 is not a lot.
When it's all the game is.
So the thing is, come on, you couldn't even have like boards based on the natural islands.
They have the assets and they have the music for them.
You have them, so you
could you not make some boards?
They're island boards.
There would be some ideas for interesting board mechanics too, like an erupting volcano on Earth Island, and a blizzard that slows everyone's rolls on Cold Island, and plants that pop up and down on blocking paths that's turn by turn. Or an air currents that blow players to other spaces, and bubbles that, and perhaps hazardous bubbles that take away coins.
Besides, who wouldn't want to play an MSM game where friendships are ruined?
And like,
who wouldn't want to play that?
Yeah.
The thing is, yeah, man. How long do we spend talking about Playground?
Too long.
Too long.
For a game that doesn't have much content.
Yeah, Playground is just missed potential.
Now for real, without any more joking around, the big one.
What this whole... You might...
The main purpose behind this video
is...
to talk about My Singing Monsters, Dawn of Fire.
You're probably wondering. You're probably asking...
What?
But isn't the game still... the game's still active?
Barely. This game gets updated so infrequently that it gets like a 50th of the content original MSM gets.
So the game launched on September 8th, 2015. 7 years ago.
And we still don't have all the natural monsters.
Yeah.
No, we don't have all the fire monsters and mimic to be exact.
Yeah, we don't have.
We have all the original 30 naturals, and there are still undiscovered monsters. We just got all of the quads this year.
Mm-hmm.
We got the last quad
After
after like a year and a half of pause between that and the ninth fire quad. Between that and quad number 14 to be added to the game.
What the fuck? Oh, and it had to be a simultaneous
Release in both games.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, Ember Island, too. You know, they have so little faith in Dawn of Fire that they're just adding all its exclusive stuff to MSM.
They first started with the Starhenge.
And the Celestials.
Then later that same year,
the Fire Haven came out, and they started adding all the fire, all the single, adding Kana and all the doubles and triples to all the fire doubles and triples, as well as Triton Snizer.
Then they made Fire Oasis. Then then Kana was part of all four.
Magical Island, so that all the triples could have a chance to be on one.
And then wait, we're missing some.
And then Amber Island comes around, and the remaining quads and quints are all being added there.
Amber Island's already enough of a dumpster fire.
Yes, it is.
Oh my! That's just salt in the wound. The Dawn of Fire.
Or that we're getting perhaps the most disastrous island in terms of release. He says a tie-in to it as well.
Those outer islands in modern day, they've just fucking mutated.
They vanished and they're replaced with the magical islands.
Wow, that's basically, yeah. Forget the past, man. Let's forget the past. Oh, God. Also, the thing is, it took so.
Yeah.
The thing is, what were you going to say?
What were you going to say?
So like, it took so long to get just basic features.
Features.
Into the game.
Like it took.
So like the fucking castle requirements, right?
Yeah. When Edamimi, at the point Edamimi released, it was impossible to hold of the full song, because the castle couldn't hold them all.
And also, I think it was just the castle used to require material.
And the castle used to be a pain to upgrade because it required you to wait and craft specific materials to upgrade the castle.
It took them a year to fix that.
To make the castle upgrade just require coins and diamonds.
As it usually does.
As it just should.
But and then they, then they had to update it again. And for you to be able to hold, what is it, have two castles?
Yeah, they added a second castle.
Yeah, it's too big. The continent is too large, has too many
monsters, and it's impossible to prep. And because of how few beds there are, it's annoying to prep up extra monsters to teleport for prismatics. Oh.
Wait a minute.
Prismatics, yeah.
The big 2.0 update that didn't add any new monster?
That didn't add any sounds? Like the big 2.0?
Well,
nothing? No new music?
There's a bunch of stuff like, trying to
big quality of life changes.
Like just stupid request
trying
system.
to make the game more convenient, but you can just feed monsters. And, well, the original request system was stupid and took way too long to feed things. Thanks to the point where it was just unreasonable to expect people to progress.
I think that's a bit too little too late.
And the new
and there was the collect all button.
And the collect all button. And the new system is just so bare bones. Like, the strategy is just craft stuff, feed it.
Take something complicated.
Buy everything, and make it so simple that it's just mind-numbing and tedious.
From complicated to overly simplified.
Yeah, it's overly complicated and convenient to overly simplified and effortless. That's to the point where there's not much gameplay in Dawn of Fire at all.
Also diamond farming, man.
Oh yeah, new stuff releases so infrequently that the diamond economy is overblown. I can buy every new piece of content with diamonds, and I still have over 3,000 left.
Because you can make, like, how many a day?
You can make 80... Well, with fully upgraded mines,
Fully upgraded
you're
extractors.
or you're making 20 diamonds in a little over a day.
20 a day.
Yeah, a little over a
20
day because it's only, maximum discount amount of time is 45% of it, so not a whole day.
Over a day, you can get. You can make it.
And if you save up for more extractors, eventually they'll pay themselves off. And now I make 80 diamonds in a little over a day.
The diamond economy is fucking crashed.
And prismatics don't even release ESET once a month anymore.
Oh yeah, these things. They're
we got 2 prismatics this month. And I doubt we're getting any more over for the rest of 2022.
So the thing
we
is,
got Prismatic, Quibble, and Tiawa, and now there's just literally only 10 of the monsters left in the game don't have prismatics.
Oh, they're running out of prismatics.
Oh, they're running out of new filler content.
Within just us 3 years, they've...
Or they're running out of filler content.
Yep, that's what they are. It's filler.
Yep.
Prismatics are nothing but filler.
Yep, they're running out of filler content.
Oops. It's not like the dipsters, which existed for filler. Which, actually, we don't even get those anymore.
Or we haven't seen those in a while. So they'll probably start releasing them on Magical Islands within the next couple of years.
But at least the game updates frequently enough.
But at least MSM gets content.
And
we get at least something, whether it be variants or a new sound, every month.
Dawn of Fire is lucky enough to get one of those things.
In a year.
And I think the install base...
less than 10% the install base of MSM. Not even a tenth of MSM players play Dawn of Fire.
Or because it's just...
Because it's not as fun and doesn't have as much to do.
Also, I think it's just more taxing.
And it's also more taxing on devices, too. It has insane performance issues.
Yeah.
It was because of how the game is rendered and everything uses 3D models.
Mm-hmm. Everything, yes, yeah.
Even the monsters, while they look like sprites, are layered on the 3D space.
Yeah, yeah. It's unlike the first game.
First game, which uses 2D assets. And don't exist in true 3D simulation.
Also, hey,
and just simple 2D sprites. Some are behind others.
Hey, nice 4 islands you got there.
Yeah. Oh, nice 6 islands in the whole game.
6. One of which is just
And one of which is just a login bonus.
Starhenge is just a login bonus.
It said as long as you're logging in every day, it's completely effortless to complete the island. Like, literally just enter the game and click the roll button.
And then now, hey, you get
once a day, and hey, you'll have the complete song in a year.
Here. Oh, how about Party Island? Remember when everything was going to Party Island?
Oh yeah, that period of the game's release. So now nothing's going to Party Island, and people are complaining about the opposite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Dawn of Fire is on fucking life support.
Yeah, it's only getting updated purely out of obligation.
And you finish what you started. And judging by the fact that there's still so much planned for so much for the original
planned
game.
For MSM, and we have reason to believe we're getting an island with 31 natural monsters, including Mimic. This year, we're getting 8 new seasonal events. Hence, new rares and epics releasing all the time.
Yeah, those.
I'm a new map. Plenty of surprise mechanics. They have Colossal's Awakening.
Holy shit! Yeah, I can't even. Do you remember all those times you thought they would do it, but they didn't?
And then they do it out of nowhere with no hints. And
see, what's Dawn of Fire getting?
Cosmetics.
So what if they? I think even on live streams, they've even been asked about future content for Roblox. One that doesn't make sense, and in the lore,
that's too many monsters.
You really want to box 60 monsters?
You really want to box 60 monsters, or is to power up one? When you only have one breeding structure. Or some of those monsters take several days to get.
You can't even buy multiple structure.
And then you want to teleport that and do it. And then you want to on a power up and teleport that 28 times.
No.
Islands to get it on every island and get prismatics.
Ethereals. For what they said about ethereals.
Well, canonically, the ethereal dimension had made no contact with the main dimension until after the continent broke.
That would basically imply
that there was no way for them to be in Dawn of Fire for lore reasons. Unless they existed in a separate dimension. And it had no mechanical interaction with the existing islands.
And that would just be weird to have. Okay, we aren't going to mention legendaries for obvious reasons.
And only 2 of the Wordle voice actors are still here. And I doubt they're going to go out of their way to get Christian Bush to voice Sugar Bush and Dawn of Fire.
Yeah, also that just sounds weird. That just sounds...
You have all these naturals and then just Sugar Bush for some reason.
It just sounds weird.
It also just sounds bizarre or out of nowhere. Sugar Bush would be great on Cloud Island, I think.
That's the only thing they haven't ruled out.
Seasonals are the only thing they have not, basically deconfirmed and even implied that some seasonal events existed during Dawn of Fire. Or Yay and Feastember.
Or, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that those are for Feastember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dawn of Fire is still decorated for... around Yay.
Only the cold lands and none of the other natural.
Also, you got Christmas like the monster
costumes
monster costumes there.
So if there's ever going to be any new content, they also they've neither been asked nor made a statement about dipsters. So technically those are legal to be the Dawn of Fire and would be a very low effort filler content they could add.
As if it needs more filler.
Watch them somehow break the dipsters and make them out of sync and play at the wrong times in the song and not make cohesive parts. Or so you just have the same part, but half of it's playing at one time and half of it's playing at another.
Holy shit! Yeah, the thing is that they basically ruled out every possible new content.
Also, globes are pretty likely to be added at some point because they come from the prison gate.
Yeah, more filler. More filler. Also, put them on the struct. You can put them on the other parts of the continent
and have the prison gate a double as a globe summoner.
Sure, you can use globes if you're into that. Decorating your island.
And that'd be cool at least. Or maybe make the globes 3D.
Yeah, 3D globes. The thing is. Basically they've ruled out almost every possible audition in the Dawn of Fire.
Yep.
I hear. Also, remember there's the Pyrosite?
Yeah. Scrap Crystal and then they put it in MSM. Same with the Outer Island crystals. They even made a new one for Party Island specifically for Light Island.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there was originally a Fireland.
Yep, I like when Dawn of Fire only gets updated to benefit MSM.
Wow, that's that's the depressing state of Dawn of Fire. Or 7 years later, it's still not finished.
And they keep drawing things out longer and longer as more and more things get added.
It's like they have one. I think it's just one team.
They have they likely have such a small team working on Dawn of Fire. Or that it legit takes several months to make one piece of content.
Yeah, remember how they said Pong Ping Sound?
Pong Ping Sound was available last summer, and it took almost a year for the design and animations to be made.
It took over. That's how thin, and
they're stretched that it takes almost a year to develop a monster.
So chances are the likelihood of a new also it used to be called just the. Wasn't MSM2
who used to describe it before, and now they don't.
The companion game.
They refuse to call it that and just call it a miniature companion game.
That is
not miniature. They don't use that word, but they relegated it to a companion game,
and not like a follow up of just a companion game.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for a potential third game?
No, not likely. Not happening anytime soon, if ever.
Even though because anything they could do for a third game.
They'd have to either experiment with new gameplay that they have no guarantee people are going to be okay with, because we all know how Dawn of Fire's gameplay failed, or they have to, or if it plays like MSM,
What's the point?
What's the point? Why not just add this content into MSM where you know it will do well?
Sure, a lot of
It would not require people to make
sure,
a
you had
separate
a lot of cool
download.
ideas like expanding the ethereal. Oh wait, they could just do that in the first game,
Hey, just make quad element ethereal islands.
and which could be possible
Well,
on
at some point.
Like given and we don't really. Yeah, they're doing the mythical. They did the seasonal stuff. They did the fire. They gave us all the fire monsters. Now they're expanding mythicals. I don't really see where else to go after that.
After Natural Island comes out,
So
how do we finish that chapter? I don't
that
really
would
see
be
what new content is left after that.
because they also said they have no plans to no extra no. They're not doing rare wobblins.
No, that rare Wublin. I mean, Wublin Island can't literally does not have enough physical space to
Wobble
fit
Island has
into
no
the
space for new stuff.
Often, rare Celestials wouldn't make sense from a lore standpoint at all because the Celestials are one of a kind, and extra Celestials are just holograms they project.
Yeah.
In fact, and the Celestials are so confident in their own appearance that they don't want to look different.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no way variants would come into existence.
And so the thing is, I mean, there are ideas you could have for different gameplay ideas for a third game.
And like,
I don't know, you could or like an MSM monster taming game.
and would be interesting where there's like this entire where it takes place in the same sort of expanded universe, but it's by all means you're going up against different monsters from a new class or something.
That's actually
Like a monster tamer where you go up against a class of aggressive monsters.
It's just that
I mean, that could be a possibility.
basically like an MSM RPG.
Which wouldn't be too out of the question considering the Colosseum exists.
Yes, they already have kind of experimented with the combat.
With the idea of a turn-based MSM experience.
And with elemental weaknesses.
It's too.
But thing is, it is given Dawn of Fire's state and all of the other side games and other ventures, it is slim to none.
Yeah, the chance of that happening is slim to none.
So so in conclusion,
yeah.
So actually before our outro.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever explained this.
Yeah.
That's about why we say it.
Bonjour.
So given it's Monster Month,
We should explain our outro actually.
It's our username.
And then bonjour, our wonderful viewers.
So you want to know why we say yes? That's hello in French.
And so why are we saying hello to end the video?
So
it's an inside joke from a scrapped take of my old series Monster Origins, where I just
first video of Monster
a scrap take of the first video where I was saying goodbye in a bunch of different languages.
No, you weren't.
I was trying to say goodbye in a bunch of languages.
You weren't the first time.
No, I wasn't.
I meant bonjour.
And I tried to say goodbye in a different language, and I defaulted to bonjour.
Wait, and then you realized that you just was like, shit, I gotta do that again.
Yeah, because
I just said, no, oh shit.
So now we say that.
Now it's part of our brand.
And yeah, bottom line about about MSM and new games and stuff.
Don't.
Like they've tried time and time again to make a new content, separate games work, and it's failed time and time.
Not even
again.
external media outside of games has been successful, except for T-shirts.
This is just the only thing they're able to sell.
If I'm correct, the soundtracks never actually were only digital.
From a business standpoint, I understand why they keep trying to branch out because, I mean, from a business standpoint, it's risky to include. It's risky to put all your eggs in one basket like that, and just have one game that you profit significantly from, because like, what do you do if that game has a sudden decline in profits? Then you're just screwed as a company.
But
So I understand why they're trying to branch out.
But MSM has just been proven. The game itself, the main game, has
been proven to be more successful than any spin-off ever, in combination of spin-offs ever would be.
Ever would or will be.
Mm.
So yeah, so if you've actually been listening to us rambling we've been rambling about this shit for how long?
Nearly an hour.
Yeah, I didn't expect this to. I knew this would be a long one, but
yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all I have really want. That's
what we have to say.
That's our 2 cents on this.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed Monster Month, and without anything else to say,
I'm Noseran.
and I'm Amory, and bonjour, my wonderful viewers. See you in the next video. Yeet.